Barely few days into the inauguration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and based on his inaugural speech, 9 News Nigeria is out on the streets of Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, to sample the opinion of Nigerians on their general expectations. Let us hear the views of the people on the pronouncement of the subsidy removal.
It's something that Nigerians have been expecting all this while, even though that this is a period of hard economy, things are tough and everything. But at the long run, when you think about it, I mean, all the presidential aspirants, everybody aspired to have this first subsidy removed. And I think it's a welcoming idea. It's just that we Nigerians have to be patient, at least give it time to see at the end of the day what comes out of it. But I believe it's going to be something that will benefit all Nigerians at the end of the day.
Do you like the removal of the fuel subsidy?
Really, if you ask me the effect on me, I don't like it.
Actually, he has ambushed Nigerians because this is not what we expected with the government just beginning its tenure in office. What I'm saying, the argument I've been making, the elites or the pro-subsidy withdrawal theories is that it will not affect poor man, only the elite. But it's not so. In practice, we are seeing the adverse impact today in terms of increase in transportation costs, which have multiplier effect on the prices of food. Life is now harder for people from 195 to 550 per liter, the highest ever in our recent memory. And I think this is a good beginning for any government. But to be fair to Tinubu, subsidy provision was removed from the 2023 budget. Tinubu merely implemented a policy already, carried out or put on paper by the previous government.
I think on Wednesday, that is the day this subsidy were removed. I bought fuel of 5,005, which is 10 liter. Before I could make 6,000 naira, the fuel is gone. But before I used to buy fuel 195 for 5,000 naira, I will use it throughout the whole day. But right now, even 10,000 naira fuel will not take you throughout the whole day. And before you make that 10,000, the fuel is finished. Because the passengers don't have the money. When you tell somebody, okay, where we are going 200 before, when you say 300, people are still finding it difficult to pay. And even at that 300, we are still losing. So it's very terrible. It's very terrible situation. I don't know how we are going to do about this whole issue.
On the fuel subsidy, I think we all should be patient, because he promised us to remove the subsidy, and he is going to work greatly things out, and we believe in him. So we just have to be patient, because things are very, 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 very expensive. But we urge our president to please do something about that.
Go at filling station now. There's fuel there, but people are deserted the station because they can't afford it. My area is area 11. I used to pay 400 naira, 500 to Garki around this area. Now I pay 1,000 naira, 800. And you want me to say it is okay? Will my life be adversely affected?
The truth is, we saw it coming, or I saw it coming, and I know that someday it will be removed, because in the first place it has never been beneficial to an ordinary man. All we know is that all we want as citizens is to have fuel available. Now, for the president or the presidency, removing it is not the issue. The challenge now is the effects on we, the citizen. For example, I just bought fuel of 7,000 naira this morning, which is just about 6 or 7 liters. And I stay in Kuje. From Kuje coming to town, going back, the fuel is finished. So economically, it's really biting on everyone. That is for one reason with a car. Now, how do you now talk about an ordinary person that do not have a car, a civil servant that will have to go to work, salary fixed, no increment and nothing, and whatever affect fuel cut across every other thing, food, rent, school fees and all that. So you see, it is not really easy.
Now, a lawmaker, for example, a senator or a minister can go to filling station, pay 100,000 and fill his car. I can do that on a salary of 30,000 a month. So to tell me that subsidy removal will not affect a poor man is a lie. That is theory, but it does. the elite can afford the impact because they have enough resources. What if people will, well, maybe low income or people who are single income source of income? How do you imagine somebody on 30,000 salary a month now asking you to pay 550 per liter? Does it make sense? I think the implementation process was rushed because I think they say up to June. Why wouldn't wait until the time?
Despite the removal of the subsidy, Nigerians are still going about doing their businesses on the grounds that the government should immediately bring out some intervention measures to cushion the effects this has on Nigerians.
We expect that in a place like Abuja, the train should be working. The government buses should be working. Supposing the government buses are working effectively, people will not really bother about the taxes. From Lugbe to this place is about 400-500 naira. But if you have the government-owned facility, it will be less. And, the people will feel that flexibility. There will be option. But right now, we just hope that they will do the right thing.
I think they should put things in place that will make life easier for Nigerians because, the timing might be wrong, you understand, because of the economy as it is now. But I think I'm in support of the Nigerians, the government putting up something that will make the life of the masses easier.
Let's just even talk about transport system, a good transport system that could convey people. Because these are the people they are trying to help, the masses. But at the end of the day, right now, as it is, the burden is on their shoulder. So the transport system ought to be working before now, before you think of removing a fuel subsidy.
So the government has to come with remedial measures to cushion the effect. Remember Jonathan, when Jonathan increased fuel price to 87 naira, he bought buses to ease transportation costs for lower income group, including civil servants. So you cannot just come with a harsh policy with this devastating pernicious effect on the quality of life of the ordinary man without any palliative measures to cushion the effect. Because we're already seeing the immediate effect. Food prices, transport costs. Now, from Abuja to Kano, it used to be 6,000, 5,000. Today it's 10,000 naira. From Jabi.
Based on these realities, trekking to various destinations has now become a new norm for Nigerians.
The masses are suffering. If you look at the street, look at all these people moving around now. They're supposed to enter motor to area 10. But simply because the fare has increased, they can't afford it. They are working with their leg. Before you get to that place, you have already exhausted. Which work are you going to do again? I don't even know what to tell Nigerians because when you want to talk to somebody, the other one say, no be you vote, no be you vote, no be you vote. We know who we vote. Nigerians, we have been seeing if we should survive for the past 8 years, I just say that we should continue hustling, that we're also going to survive.
Let us hear the views and the expectations from the people.
For me, my expectation is let them think well, let them act well, let them do what they are supposed to do, let the people enjoy them, and so that Tinubu, even though personally I really don't like him as a person, but something tells me we do well. So let him prove people wrong that he has come to effect a change, and let him put people that will support the government to work. So that is my expectation.
We want him to help us work on the systemic issue in Nigeria generally. We want the best in Nigeria, and we also want him to do a very good job for Nigeria in order for Nigeria to love the leadership. We really need that in Nigeria, and I hope by doing that, Nigeria will be a better place to live.
They should regulate the fuel pump price to be at to fit in the minimum wage that people are earning right now, to be able to enable every civilian to be able to cope with the price. The 560 or 550 is a bit high. Maybe eventually it will come down, but at the moment, because of the way Nigeria is very delicate at the moment. It's quite delicate at the moment. I think they should, touch the price or do something that will, make the price come down so that people, gradually might go up. so that people don't really feel the effects of the subsidy as it comes in, instead of being dropped on them just like that?
If I will advise them, I would say they should hold on, go back, then fix your refinery. Let there be a working refinery before you remove subsidy. I know the subsidy is a fraud, fine. But why do we have crude oil but we don't have a working refinery? Does it make sense? It doesn't make sense. People are milking Nigeria through the subsidy, we understand. But why don't you look for money and fix refinery? When you have a 2 working refinery working, you take your crude oil in here, you refine it here, then the fuel will be cheaper. Okay, where we are eating food 500, they are now selling 1,000, and we are not seeing the money. Can you imagine I work with fuel of 8,000 naira to get 10,000 naira? So if I minus the 8,000 naira, what left is 2,000. Okay, if I go to my house, how much am I dropping to for my wife in the morning? School fees is there, so I don't know. It's very frustrating. It's frustrating.
Well, viewers, you have heard the outpour from Nigerians on the removal of fuel subsidy and their expectations on the new government. We will continue to keep you abreast on the happenings. This is Issues in the News on 9 News Nigeria.